What is going on, guys? Miles here, and in this video we'll be talking about cross-platform play for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and Call of Duty games in the future. Crossplay has been a pretty hot topic in the general gaming community recently, and it could be coming into Call of Duty as well, possibly in Black Ops 4 or maybe in future games. And to give a bit of context about crossplay and why it's a hot topic recently, in the past and up until this point it's always been very limited. There have been a few games which have had crossplay which are quite old, but the crossplay has always either been between Xbox and PC or PlayStation and PC, and the gap between PlayStation and Xbox was never crossed, and you could never play someone else who was using one of the different consoles. And the reason for this dates back probably over a decade, I would say, which is kind of absurd. So back in the last generation of consoles, which would be the Xbox 360 as well as the PlayStation 3, basically Microsoft didn't want to do crossplay with Sony because they already had the biggest share in terms of the amount of people using their console. So it never happened back then, and with the current gen of consoles, which is the PS4 and Xbox One, this time Sony had the biggest share of players, and now they didn't want to do crossplay with Xbox for the same exact reason. But then recently Fortnite became a thing, and it was a pretty big thing, probably one of the most popular games in the world right now, and crossplay was almost perfect in this game except for Sony's end, because you couldn't crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation, and I believe the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation as well. So a lot of the gaming community have been criticizing Sony fairly recently, and it's given them a lot of pressure. But finally Sony have announced maybe a couple of days ago now that they will be doing open beta crossplay between Xbox and all the other devices. Note that as far as I'm aware, as of right now, Sony are only doing this crossplay with all the other devices, only on Fortnite and not any of the other games. So how does this tie into Call of Duty, what this video is about? Well, now that the first hurdle has been overcome, it's going to be a lot easier, I imagine, for crossplay to be a thing in a bunch of different games in the future. So the website IGN were talking to Activision about this news and whether they plan to do any crossplay with any of their games, such as Call of Duty and Destiny, and they said they've had a great experience doing crossplay for Hearthstone on other platforms, and they're interested to do it basically for Call of Duty and Destiny as well. But there has to be a lot of work put into it to understand whether it's like worth doing and what the effects of it are going to be. So what I took from the article is that it seems like Activision are interested in doing crossplay for their games such as Call of Duty, but it kind of depends on some of the console owners such as Microsoft and Sony as to when it might be a thing. And given Sony's fairly rigid stance on crossplay, and they've only just allowed it for one game, I think it's actually going to take a while for crossplay to become a thing in Call of Duty, and I would guess that it won't be a thing for Black Ops 4, but it might be a thing for the next Call of Duty or maybe the one after that, which in my opinion is pretty great news. I don't really see any downsides to crossplay at all other than people using different input devices such as controllers and keyboards. That is a problem for first person shooters, but hopefully if this thing is added into Call of Duty, they will do separate matchmaking based on the input devices you use. I know they're trying to do that in Fortnite, so it's got to be possible for this game as well. But other than that, I really don't see any downsides to this. It's going to help the matchmaking times a lot, and we can finally decide which console actually has the better players. But there we have it. That is some news regarding the addition of crossplay into future Call of Duty and possibly Destiny titles as well. Let me know what you think of this news down in the comments below, and if you found the video useful, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty. But I'll see you guys in another video.